Okay, I am back with my newest video, part of the series for studying for the Salesforce Platform Developer 2 certification exam. This one, I did take a little detour, and I'm going to work on a flow orchestration. And if you've seen flow orchestrations, it's a fairly new feature in Salesforce, and basically it allows you to work with multiple flows within one orchestration or one flow, and you can do a variety of things, approval processes and emails. Basically, it's a multi-step process that can be handled within one process, one automation. And so I've decided I did see this mentioned in the study guide for the Platform Developer 2, although I do not think it will be on the exam, but I still decided I will go ahead and throw it in here. This is a fun feature. It's a new feature, and it's something that definitely have to know as a developer. And personally, I don't really care if it's on the exam. I just want to learn it. And so I do know that there is a free feature, so it does come with certain memberships, Salesforce licenses, but it's not free. It's not part of the standard Salesforce, enterprise or professional versions. It can be expensive, but for those larger orgs that could use a feature like this, then it's perfect. So this is part of the job application app that I've been building. If you've been watching this series, then you know that I've been building a job application app within Salesforce. Basically it involves an interview, custom object, application, employee, then it'll go ahead and onboard the employee and everything, all within Salesforce. And so here I have a flow orchestration that has basically two steps, and it can be a lot longer, but here I've chosen two. The first one is choosing the orientation, so it'll give the employee the opportunity to choose an orientation. An orientation is a custom object, and there's a lookup to orientation. There's also a filter on that lookup that basically filters out completed orientations. And then the next step is getting the approval, and the approval will be the orientation leader, and basically that's just the manager of the employee who chose the orientation. So the orientation gets chosen, and then the leader will go ahead and approve the orientation for that onboarding record. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at the first flow. They're both very basic flows, and one of the other actually this is the second part, so let's go look at the first part. The first part will be choosing the orientation, and basically it's just one of the things I wanted to point out though is that here you can pass in a value into a screen flow for orchestration. Typically you can't auto launch a screen flow and pass in a record ID like you can with other auto launch flows. So that's a pretty cool component here. So I took and created a record ID and passed it in from the orchestration into here, so that I'm able to allow the user to go ahead and choose their orientation. And then I use the update record to, I use a record ID to allow for updating the record based on the chosen value in that screen flow. So basically they choose the orientation, and then I update the record based on what they chose. And it's only one field that is required, so they have to choose something. Now, if they decide there's an issue, obviously they can. And there could be other things, there could be another option that could be added. There's a lot of other things that can be done within the automation, but we're not doing all that here. Just as far as the just learning the process. Here's the approval. Very similar. There's a pick list here. It's from the onboarding record, and the big pick list just says yes or no. Is it approved? And there, like I said before, there could be other options, and there could be other automations that could run in the background if you chose denied or declined or whatever. Maybe it creates another orientation record. A lot of different things could be done. And here's the update. Basically, it just takes it passes in that record ID from the triggered onboarding, and it allows for the updating of that field by matching on that ID. So let's go ahead and create one. All right, so I have this one here. I'm going to delete it so I don't have any issues. And we'll go ahead and create a new onboarding, and we'll call this Scott Test, like we call everything else. We don't need, well, we'll go ahead and put these in here. And we're not going to choose orientation because the orientation is going to be chosen by the recipient. And it's not approved by default, it's not approved. So here, go ahead and hit save. And it has been triggered. So I'll go ahead and move this over within a couple of seconds. Okay. All right, so here is the email I received, and I'll go ahead, and so basically it gives you a link to the record, and I'll go ahead and click on that. And here, so it takes us to the record, and then here we'll choose the orientation. So I only have one orientation record here. We'll go ahead and choose that and click save. And so the employee's part is done. Now next, remember, it goes to the leader who has to approve, and right now it's approved. And I would put some security here that make this non-editable. It would be read only on the user side, on the employee side, but obviously for now I just have it open. But I just have to remember where the other record is. So let's go ahead and get the other record. I can bring it over here to you after I open my email. Okay, so here is the record that went to the leader who has to approve. So right now it's approved, no. We'll go ahead and click yes, and there it's done. And so here we have orchestration runs, both of those two, where it shows some details from those runs from an admin perspective, which is what we're doing from admins. Now, work items are from the user perspective. So all open work items, these have all been assigned, but we know that the actual processes have been completed. So let's go back to the onboardings. We have one, it's been approved, yes, and it's all done. So that is a very basic version of the Flow orchestration. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I'm going to trigger one from Apex. I'm going to call some Apex from one. So I'm going to do a lot of different things throughout this series. I know the main focus is studying for the Platform Developer 2 exam. Like I said, I'm not in a hurry to get that to take that test. I'm more concerned about really drilling in and learning Salesforce features, creating awesome automations, some integrations. I'm going to be doing some other things with AWS, building some applications there. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things in this series. It's probably going to be 30 to 40 videos by the time I'm done. There is a playlist on YouTube. And if you have any questions about this, if you have any recommendations, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to make a video about it. Thanks again for watching all the way through, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.